Your Audacity picked up my clap, right?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah. Just on three, I'll clap, and then we'll start the show.
Sounds good.
Ooh, ooh. Let me see if anybody loves me. Nope. Okay. One, two, three. Heyo, welcome to the Wicked Pixelated podcast. I'm nuttiest.
I'm Mike.
And we're back 2 days in a row!
We did it!
Yes. Happy New Year's again to 2 years of doing this in 2 episodes in a row.
Yeah, we promise you this is going to be a year of consistency.
You promised that.
Oh,
I promise to do it as long as I can be consistent until shit starts hitting the fan.
Oh.
But here's hoping that we can do it for a whole year. I'll talk to you about something off the show too, because I'm going 17 days now without soda and eating healthy and other stuff.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's very difficult. It's very difficult. Anywho, so this is the Wicked Pixelated podcast where me and Mike, we talk about video games and movies and random shit. And unlike most podcasts, we start it with listener questions, which is brought to you by our awesome people over at the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/what, Mike?
Wicked Pixelated.
That's right. So go ahead and like that Facebook group and ask us questions, post cool stuff, and see what we're doing. I sort of started doing Instagram. I started posting the podcast on YouTube, and I sent in an approval thing for iTunes, so hopefully we'll be on podcast apps very soon. And without further ado, let's start the show. Mike, you want to read the first question?
Alright, our first question comes from our friend Druden over on the Facebook page. Druden asks us, thoughts on what you would consider a revolutionary game?
This was asked last week, but we didn't have time for it because we had a stacked show of predictions and all that jazz. Did you put any thought into this one yet? Because I just, after you read it, I kind of forgot to think about it.
No, that's all good. Yeah, I was thinking about it a little bit, and this question, it made me think back to our previous show where we were talking about our top games of the year. Cool. Specifically, I was thinking about my number one pick, Zelda Breath of the Wild. I would say that is absolutely a revolutionary game because it takes concepts like the open world genre, and it really delivers on the initial promise made that you can go anywhere you want to go. Like, there literally are no constraints in that game. So to me, like a revolutionary game would be something that it breaks known boundaries in gaming and opens up new possibilities.
Absolutely. Zelda did a bunch of small things that I feel like go unnoticed from a lot of people. And because the reason I say is because I just found this out the other day, but apparently if you get like right out of water and Zelda's wet, you're resistant to fire for at least a couple seconds.
You mean Link?
I'm sorry.
Better be.
Yeah, Link, my bad. Fuck. Rookie mistake. But yeah, like I didn't know that. Like that's such a small detail, like getting out of water and you're fire resistant for 5 seconds, which in reality wouldn't, work. But there is some idea that water beats fire, so you're good for a couple seconds at least. And I think that's cool. Most games wouldn't do something like that.
That's crazy. I didn't even know about that. Zelda also put paid an immense amount of attention to physics. For example, if you burn grass or something, like if you shoot a flaming arrow, or if you have a fire sword and you cut down some grass, it'll cause an updraft in wind because warm air rises, and then you can actually jump into that updraft, take out your paraglider, and then you float up a little bit.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. My game, I would probably have to say, in the shooter genre, I'm going to throw out Halo 2 and Call of Duty. Both revolutionized multiplayer in their own respective ways. Halo, I think, doing it first and just kind of introducing it to people with the original Xbox, like the idea of console multiplayer and having such a far reach as it did. They were the first game to really do DLC that people don't remember, but they literally came on like separate discs just to get like couple more maps and stuff. Yeah, I just remember so much time logged on to Halo 2, and those servers, like, they stayed up for, God, how long? At least until the end of the 360 era, they kept those Halo 2 servers up. And
wow, that's crazy.
And then same thing with Call of Duty, like, they've always kind of been trying to make multiplayer the biggest thing, and then they did it with Modern Warfare, where they just kept having record-breaking sales every year. And even this year, with people shitting on World War II, it came out in October or November, and it was still the highest selling game of the year. Because it's fucking Call of Duty, and it's always going to be. So clearly it's doing something right.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the two games. Next question. Who do we got?
We got Tony Mantello, also from the Facebook group.
Tony Mantello.
Tony's asking us, if we can't kill Nazis anymore because of right-wing snowflakes, what is the next historical group of bad guys modern gamers are going to be killing?
I feel like we're always going to be killing Nazis. Always.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I know our president might think otherwise, but I think generally speaking, everybody has reached the consensus that Nazis are bad people.
Yeah. I mean, you look at something like, not to bring it back, but even Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, it's kind of taking those elements of modern times, and you are fighting, different people in the Middle East. Spec Ops: The Line did it fucking fantastically well, where you're fighting your own people.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, plot twist. So, I think we're still a couple decades away from moving ahead and being like, we're going to kill terrorists, but I think Nazis are always just going to be the number one go-to, because I feel like everyone hates Nazis.
Yeah.
Everyone should hate Nazis, you hear me? Don't try to defend that shit.
But some are fine people.
They're quality people. Well, fuck, since we're making fun of Trump, what's that book? I forgot what it was called.
Fire and Fury.
Yeah, we mentioned it before the show that apparently that's going to be getting a TV show, and the book's been out for less than a month.
That's crazy, man. I remember, when... No, I'm not comparing, apples to oranges here. I realize they're both really shitty presidents, but when Bush was president, there were the, parodies of him on, SNL and stuff, but I don't think there was ever a book published during his presidency. Or even a show for that matter. This is just unprecedented. It speaks volumes to the crazy times that we were living in.
There was a movie about George Bush, W.
Was that while he was still president?
That was a little bit after he came out, and it kind of documented his life, his college years, and then his first years as president and stuff like that. But I see what you're saying though. He's just an easy target, though. He's just such an easy target.
Yeah.
He's such a baby about it.
But on the other hand, isn't that kind of giving him what he wants?
Yeah, 100%. That's kind of why I don't... He does this shit for attention, and we feed into it, and it just gives him more attention.
It's like a lose-lose situation.
Yep. Fuck the president. All right, what's the next question?
All right, next question comes from my boy Darren Beasley.
DB.
Here's a minor spoiler alert for the new Star Wars movie in case you haven't seen it. Here goes. How can Princess Leia survive in outer space?
The Force.
Yeah, that scene was ridiculous. When she froze in space, I feel like they literally cut that scene exactly from Guardians of the Galaxy with Gamora.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like they had like the same exact like crystallized whatever, like space rocks or whatever, like forming on her, and like she had the same exact pose. I'm like, wait a minute, this looks awfully familiar.
One interesting thing about that was because obviously Carrie Fisher died, unfortunately. I think that scene was kind of, I don't know, I feel like that scene was added in there to throw the audience off, because when that scene happened like mid-movie, or not even mid, it was kind of towards the beginning, I was like, oh, this is how they wrote off her character.
Dude, I thought the same thing.
And then they didn't, and she had more lines and scenes, and I was like, oh, they're just fucking with us.
All she had to do was just Mary Poppins her way through space.
Yeah. But it is weird, like, she is, you know, sister of Luke Skywalker, fucking Jedi, so like, she has Jedi powers. She doesn't really use them, I guess, or maybe they're dormant. I don't really know the extent of her powers, but apparently it's enough to survive outer space.
Yeah, we did learn that there are some crazy lengths the Force can go to, and apparently surviving in space is one of them. I don't know. It's best I can.
And teleprojecting yourself to different light years away on different planets is also something you can do, but it was so cool.
That was so cool.
And fourth and final question comes from
our boy Zach Cochran down in Texas.
Yeehaw.
The survival / battle royale shooters on the rise. Do you think successful next step in the... Wait, what? Oh, sorry. Do you think successful cross-platforming is the next step in the console multiplayer experience?
It needs to happen eventually, I think. I like the idea of competition. I feel like competition just breeds, like, new innovative ideas. I mean, we'll get to that later with some $70 piece of cardboard, but yeah, we see it a little bit. I think it was Fortnite when they first released that Battle Royale mode. It was cross-platform with PS4 and Xbox One users for like a couple of hours, and then people noticed it and they turned it off, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, that was an accident." And it's just like, it's just a switch, not literally like an actual switch, but it's like you have the ability to, and then you just turned it off like that because both parties don't want that cross section yet.
That is really weird that like they don't want that yet. I mean, I know like plenty of people who have like an Xbox that like I can't play games with, and like it would just be so much better if they just had it.
I could also see that causing problems within communities though, because then if you're playing on PlayStation with someone on Xbox and you just start reporting them for abuse and all this shit, and people are like, oh, why are people on PlayStation reporting Xbox people? Why are people on Xbox reporting PlayStation people? And it's just like, it creates a toxic community of trolls where you just have double the trolls now.
Oh shit, that's a good point.
Yeah. But I mean, we do see it a little bit. I remember when Portal 2 came out, it was cross-platform with Steam. You could play it on PS3 and play co-op with someone playing on a PC.
Wow.
Yeah. There are a few games that are like that. I can't really remember any off the top of my head except for that one, but yeah, as far as PlayStation and Xbox, I think we're still a ways from that, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, especially since they have that like really heated rivalry going on.
I mean, I like the community of people that I play with on PlayStation. I would like to play with my friends on Xbox, but I'll just plug in an Xbox if I really wanted to. But like I said, competition breeds creative ideas, so gotta keep it separated. Alright, on to the big meaty boy of the show. We're gonna discuss...
Super Meat Boy?
Super Meat Boy is coming to Switch. You know what else happened on Switch, Mike?
What else happened?
Remember those segues? I used to be so good at those. We had our Nintendo Direct last week. This was, I think, the day after we recorded. So, yeah. So we're going to be going over two Directs here. The one from the 11th and the one from today that we're recording. So first things first, the one on the 11th, people were saying, like, it was going to be E3 levels of announcements. They're like, oh, there's going to be Smash, there's going to be Metroid, there's going to be Star Fox. It's just, people need to temper their fucking expectations.
Yeah, it's not exactly what happened, but I'm still pretty pleased with the announcements.
I thought it's a fucking amazing set of announcements.
Yeah.
I'm sure it doesn't appeal to the people who wanted all these other things, but you definitely got some cool shit here. So
Yeah.
let's work down the list here. We got Dark Souls, fucking not only remastered, but on the goddamn Switch.
Yeah, now you can die multiple times wherever you want.
Die forever, everywhere. But yeah, I think that's really cool. Do you think... I mean, we got Dark Souls remastered. Cool, because now it's playable on PS4 and Xbox One as well. Do you think they'll go through the effort of porting 2 and 3 over to the Switch?
Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, what we're seeing with Bayonetta is not only are they making a third one exclusively for the Switch, but they're porting over 1 and 2. We're also getting the Wolfenstein 2 port.
Oh, I forgot Wolfenstein 2 was coming.
That's right, yeah. So companies are definitely interested in the Switch. I think it's very likely that we could see a Dark Souls 2 port, possibly even a Dark Souls 3.
All right, I think that's cool. We saw a little bit with Rockstar bringing over LA Noire
Yep.
to the Switch. I still think that it would be borderline impossible to put something like GTA 5 on the Switch, though.
Yeah, that does seem like too much.
Even if it is on a cartridge, even if it takes one entire fucking SD card for the game, like, you still have multiplayer aspects. Even, fuck it, take multiplayer out. I still feel like that game is just too big, and Rockstar's pretty good about the quality of their games, that I don't think they'd go through the effort of putting it on a Switch.
Yeah.
Side note with Dark Souls, have you seen the Dark Souls Collector's Edition that was announced as well?
Oh god, no.
Oh, it's a $450 bundle.
Oh.
Exclusive to Japan, but it comes with, on PS4, it comes with Dark Souls 1 Remastered, Dark Souls 2 and 3, essentially the definitive edition with all the DLC and stuff. Comes with like the music for it, a huge cloth map, bookends for it, comes in this massive box, soundtrack, making of the game maybe, I might just be throwing that in there. It's like fucking 8 discs worth of shit for Dark Souls.
God damn.
Yeah, $450 exclusively to Japan as of now. I'm sure people are going to try porting that stuff over because it's Dark Souls. But that's that. I think that was it for the Nintendo Direct. That's all they had, just that one game. And they're like, all right, bye.
No. You're lying.
Lies. Fake news. Next one, another definitive edition we're getting. We got Hyrule Warriors coming in from the Wii U to the Switch.
It's another Dynasty Warriors style, kill everything in sight, destroy waves of thousands of soldiers like they're fucking leaves of grass.
But with Link.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, any interest in that game? I'm not sure if you're a Dynasty Warrior person.
Not really. I'm sorry. I know my friend Robbie's going to be pissed about hearing this, but I don't know. I just don't see the fun in just mowing down just waves of just friggin' ragdolls.
Yeah, doesn't really appeal to me either. Looks good. Happy it's coming for people to try it. Again, a lot of games were trapped back there. Just like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
Oh, this looks so good.
Like I said, we were talking before the show, this is the year I fucking get a Switch. And people are saying, like, Zelda and Mario. The game that makes me want a fucking Switch is Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze and the next game. But let's talk about Donkey Kong for a second. So what's new to this game?
So in this edition, you unlock a special character. You unlock Funky Kong. He's the crazy cool surfboard Donkey Kong character who apparently in this version, he's basically like unstoppable. Like he can avoid spikes with his surfboard. He can like hover like forever with the surfboard. He has like infinite like underwater like barrel rolls. I think he's designed specifically for younger players in mind. So I think it's good that they're trying to reach out and expand their player base.
I think that's awesome. I love Donkey Kong and its difficulty. I like a challenge, but I also like the option for it to be more accessible to people so that it can reach more people and more people can fucking experience it.
Oh, shell.
People always give shit when they're like, oh, there's an easy mode. Ah, why don't you just get good? Dark Souls, jerk off. Like, fuck it, just don't play on easy. Keep playing what you want and let other people enjoy this. I'm gonna fucking play it as Donkey Kong, but if I ever get stuck, it's nice to know that the option's there.
Yeah, for sure.
And the biggest announcement, oh my god, fucking Mario Tennis.
Oh, yeah.
So happy about that, man. Mario Tennis, I played this a whole bunch on the Game Boy. We're getting a new Mario Tennis. First tennis game, or first Mario Tennis to have a story mode since the Game Boy. Everything until then has just been like mini games or co-op multiplayer stuff. There's an actual story mode now for Mario Tennis again. So that gets me excited. Boss battles.
Got a fun Mario. This is gonna spoil it for you, actually. Fun fact: Mario Tennis was actually the first game that Wario appeared in.
What?
And also Waluigi. Oh wait, no, just kidding. No, Wario was in other games. It was just Waluigi's first game. My bad.
You fucking liar.
I'm sorry, fake news.
Fake news here. Come get your fake news. Oh man, this is a great podcast.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, very happy about that. I was trying to look up to see if there's a date for this yet. Was there a date with that announcement?
I think they said spring of 2018.
It's not concrete enough.
Hang on, let me double check that really quickly.
Nah, it's okay. I'm looking it up now. That's all they have. It's just spring.
Spring.
Fucking bastards. Very excited about that though. Any Mario sports games you'd like to see that you might have liked back in the day?
I mean, I never really played the Mario sports games. For me, it was the like the platformers and Mario Party and Mario Kart.
See, I actually like the Mario sports games a lot. Like, I like sports games. I just don't like realistic sports games. That's why I love SSX. I love NBA Street. I played NFL Street. Anything that has this cartoony, over-the-top aesthetic to it, fucking so down for it. So I played all those, like Mario Strikers. I played Mario Baseball. I played all those. So I'm excited for Mario Tennis.
Did you have like a favorite Mario sports game, or was it just
Oh,
tennis?
Definitely Mario Tennis.
Oh, wow, interesting.
Again, because I had it on the Game Boy, so it's like portable. So it's like I didn't just have to be home to play it. I'd play it on the school bus. I'd play it, in the grocery store while my mom was shopping and stuff. So, and now we're back to that with the Switch, where kids are experiencing that feeling again of like, can't wait to go home and play Call of Duty. It's like, or you could play Mario Odyssey right now in the shopping cart.
Oh, yeah.
God, what childlike wonder they're bringing back. Go Nintendo. You're doing good. You're doing real good. So Mario Odyssey DLC, we kind of predicted this last week on our show. What is the DLC exactly?
All right, so the DLC, I'm actually really excited for this. So this new DLC, it offers a new mode where Luigi pops up, hands up balloons. Players can grab a balloon, hide them in like whatever world they want to hide them in, and then other players can actually look for your balloon.
Oh no, my PC's dying.
Oh no,
we're good. My one complaint with that mode is that the time limit. I don't like that it only gives you 30 seconds to hide and 30 seconds to find. Like, again, I haven't played Mario Odyssey, but like, how big are these maps and like, how far can you run in 30 seconds?
That's a good point. I mean, the maps, they aren't really too big, but you can't really like run too far in 30 seconds.
Yeah. So that's the one weird thing where it's like they can hide something in 30 seconds, but if you're heading the wrong direction, then it's impossible to get back because it's like, oh shit, it's already 20 seconds ahead. So I don't know. I like the mode. I just wish they gave you like a minute to hide and then like a minute and 30 seconds to find. There needs to be some advantage to kind of finding it.
Yeah. I feel like they should like tier it. Like give you like a minute and a half, you get like the bronze. If you do it in like a minute, you get like the gold or silver, and then if you get it in like 30 seconds, then you get like the gold.
Yeah, that would be really cool actually. That's a good workaround. But either way, very cool. It introduces Luigi into the Odyssey world. Do you think there'll be more DLC for Mario Odyssey, or do you think this is kind of it?
I hope there's more. I mean, I don't think there is because, like we discussed before, like they didn't really announce a season pass. But if by some miracle they do announce like even like a free DLC, like I hope that they would add more worlds because the worlds are very varied and you know I love them a lot and they're super fun. But like the problem is like playing the game, there weren't really too many surprises because pretty much all the worlds were spoiled at like different trailers leading up to the release of the game.
Mm-hmm. But again, this goes back to you saying like there's no season pass. I feel like they can only release so much free content.
That's true.
Yeah, so like something like this where it's just like using using the existing maps and everything is just like go find a balloon. It's like cost effective and free and at the very least intrigues people to go buy the game. But yeah, I'd love to see new levels and maps. I think we're just going to keep kind of getting these little not mini games, but just little add-ons to the already existing game.
Yeah, and honestly, like I'm fine with the balloon thing because to me that adds more replay value.
Yeah, exactly. This is a good segue for the next game. Just like they added a little mode, they added a new character to Mario plus Rabbids. They got a Donkey Kong now in there.
Yeah, they're going bananas.
Ooh, that's a good tagline. I hope they're using that.
Mario Rabbids goes bananas with Donkey Kong.
I didn't play the game, so I kind of assumed that Donkey Kong was in there this whole time. So I was like, oh shit, I guess he's not.
Nope, only that Donkey Kong Rabbid dude.
Which we got our picture taken with at E3.
That's right.
That's cool. So he doesn't even appear in the story at all?
Nope, not at all. I mean, I haven't beaten it yet, but yeah, he hasn't. I don't believe he shows up in the game.
Speaking of beating it, how many games do you have for the Switch, Mike?
Oh boy, let's see. I've got Xenoblade Chronicles. I just got Rocket League. I have Mario Kart 8. I got Zelda Breath of the Wild.
You had Snipper Clips too, right?
Yeah, I got Snipper Clips. I've got Wonder Boy. I've got
Give me a roundabout number here. Are we looking at like 10 to 15?
Yeah, I'd say probably around like 10 to 13ish.
Okay, that's a pretty decent number, and all that being in just about under a year with the system.
Yep.
So clearly Nintendo's doing something right. I'm looking forward to getting my Switch this year because I'm gonna like stockpile games like I am on PS4.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited! Can't wait.
Super small thing, but something that got me excited to play Payday 2 is the fact that one, it's coming to Switch, awesome, and also with its own exclusive character. Timed exclusive character. It's just some lady who, it's just some lady who wears an LED mask. She's a hacker girl, hacker man. But yeah, she looks cool, and Payday 2 is a fun little game that you can play for 30 minutes at a time. Just kind of pick up and be like, oh, let me see if I can rob this bank real quick. I don't know. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I never actually played Payday, but I've heard great things.
It's one of those weird games where it's pretty repetitive, where it's just like, here are 4 or 5 maps. And it's like, all right, keep robbing this bank, do it better, do different ways with different classes, until eventually you kind of figure out like the way to perfectly do it. But for some reason, it's it has an addictive loop where people keep playing, and it's a good way to play with people, where you're just like SWAT teaming things, like, all right, go, 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 go. There's a hostage about to escape. Kill him. Jesus, Tom, we said no killing. This is our last chance. Get him.
Oh, snap.
Gets real intense. I like Payday. We got 2 new characters added to the Pokken tournament. They officially announced a season pass-like thing. So this is a really interesting thing where the remaster has surpassed the original. When you think about it. So Pokken Tournament was just a port of the Wii U version, and it's like, oh, look at that, you got the game plus all these characters, cool. And then on top of that, they added DLC and characters that you can't get on the Wii U. So if you haven't upgraded yet, why not? But also, this remaster is now better than the original because it's adding... Let's see if we can pronounce this name.
Oh, God.
Aegislash.
Aegislash, maybe? I don't know.
I'm going to call him Aegislash. He's a battle character as well as Blastoise, which should have been in there from the start. Come on, guys.
Yeah, you gotta have the 3 starters.
So good. And then on top of that, they added some support Pokemon. I'm not really sure how Pokken Tournament works, but they got Mew and Celebi coming with the Blastoise pack. And
Dude, you get Mew?
Yeah, as a support character, I don't know what exactly that means. He's kind of like, maybe like an item drop, where if you grab him in battle, he'll like do an attack or a super move. I don't know.
Dude, I feel like you just win with him.
Yeah, but instead, you could win with Blastoise. They also added Mimikyu and some other weird Pokemon that I'm not even going to bother looking up. 2 new characters. Go play them.
Yeah.
And then we got Hey Now, Kirby All-Stars.
Kirby Star Allies.
Kirby Star Allies. I just wanted to make that joke. So this game flew under the radar for me. Was this announced at the Direct, or was this announced at E3 and we're just seeing more of it? What is this?
So this was the game was announced, I believe, at E3, but we weren't really given like a date range for when it would be released.
Oh yeah, it was September last year.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so it wasn't E3. I guess it was one of their directs from back then.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited for this game because I believe it's the first console multiplayer Kirby game. They had like that Game Boy one that was multiplayer, but in this one looks really cool because you can actually combine the different powers that you get by sucking up enemies with your friends that you're playing with. So for example, like if you have like the fire ability, a friend of yours has like the tornado ability. You can combine them to make a fire tornado.
And that was what made me buy the Switch. Seriously, Kirby's a cool character. He's kind of a goofball, but I think their games are pretty good, especially Epic Yarn. And the idea of playing co-op and having fucking fire tornadoes and shit. Tornado grenades.
Fire and Fury, baby.
The book by Donald Trump. Oh man, I want to Photoshop Kirby to the cover of that book. Remind me after the show.
Oh my God,
Please
yes.
remind me.
Best thumbnail ever. Dude,
I like doing the thumbnails. I'm like pretty good at it. I'm like, humble brag. I'm doing a pretty good job. Moving on, what do you got? We got. I'm gonna throw these 2 indies here together. Celeste and Faye. Faye was the game from EA that's kind of under that Unravel indie EA branch, where they're like, oh look, we have all this billions of dollars, but we like indies too. So cool thing is that's coming, like you said earlier, day and date with all other consoles, so it's not like they're getting it later. So Switch isn't getting shafted. Good for them. And what was Celeste?
So Celeste, I believe this is like a 2D like side scrolling kind of indie kind of game that has some unique feature, like gameplay mechanic, but I forget what exactly it is.
It was the people from Towerfall.
Yes.
Yes, that's what it was. Good for them, showing the indies some love. I just burped, excuse me. And final thing here from the Direct, from Square Enix themselves. We got The World Ends With You, Final Remix, Codex Prologue 362-2, Final Chapter, Part 1.5. Collector's Edition. No, the game is just The World Ends With You, Final Remix. I don't know why Square Enix really likes that title. They're like, it sounds cool. I think teens like the word Final Remix.
Yeah, they love their remixes and their prologues and their final chapters. They just love superfluous titles.
So, World Ends With You, I guess it's 10 years later, because this game was originally a regular DS game. I don't even think it was a 3DS game, it's just regular DS. Very world-renowned. I mean, it has a cult following. I know they've re-released it for 3DS, and now we're getting a Switch version with the final remix, with all the added songs and missions, I guess. But what do you think?
I mean, I missed out on this one on the DS originally, so I don't know a whole lot about it. I think the art style looks really cool, and from like what little I've read about it, the game sounds interesting. Like apparently there are these two different like planes of existence in the game, like parallel universes, whatever you want to call them. There's the real ground, I believe it's called, which is like where like all the everyday people are just kind of living their lives. And then you've also got the underground, which I guess is where all the like crazy like zombie-like people kind of roam around and like fuck shit up, I guess.
My only knowledge of this game is, like you said, the art style. I've seen it pop up in different places. But I play this Kingdom Hearts mobile game, and they always have like special cards that come through every so often. And I happen to have a couple from that game. So I'm like, you're a very powerful card. I'll put you in my deck. So that's all my knowledge of the game.
Nice. Maybe you can use the cards in game, possibly, maybe. I don't know.
Please be excited. I will never forget that. Square Enix. Please be excited for this year's E3. We need you to be excited or our financials will totally plummet. Moving on, so like I said, that was last week's Nintendo Direct. We're moving into this week's Nintendo Direct. And real quick aside, we're still kind of in that. This is weird. Last year was such a fucking banger for games. We had Resident Evil in January. We got a new console launch and Zelda the month after. Horizon, Persona. I feel like I need to look up a calendar for this year. I feel like it's just starting off kind of light. So maybe it's still the holidays or something, but news out there is kind of meh. It's not a lot of news, man. Just not a lot of news. So, let's move on to the Direct that we did get today. The biggest news. The thing that fucking blew my mind. Mike, you started off.
Alright, so, y'all are familiar with Arby's, right?
Yeah, I like Arby's.
You know how they got those memes with the papercraft fucking video game memes and shit?
Yep, I love their Facebook page and doing that.
Alright, so apparently with this new Direct, Nintendo basically thought, what if we integrate these cool papercraft devices with our games? And the result was Nintendo Labo.
Also, weird name. Not a fan of the name, but I love the fucking product.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So the cardboard comes in these boxes for you to make essentially peripherals. You make these devices like a piano keyboard or like a motorcycle thing. What were some of the other ones?
They had the motorcycle. They had a house. They
what the fuck
had
does the house do?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was pretty weird too. They also have a fishing rod
and the backpack.
Yeah.
Right. So apparently let's break it up. So it's coming out at $69 on 4/20.
That's right.
God damn you, Nintendo, you sly motherfuckers. $69.99, but still $69. So they're releasing two bundles. One of the bundles literally includes practically all we mentioned. It comes with the piano, the fishing rod, the house, the motorcycle thing. Oh, the drone. The little drivable drone one. So you got 5 peripherals in that one box for $70. And then I'm assuming the other one is also priced the same. $70 for this robot backpack. And
yes.
I took a closer look at it. This motherfucker is like hooked up to this guy's feet too.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I'm gonna look at the picture again, but yeah, it is. I paused it on the box.
Oh,
so let's break it down. It's this cardboard that you pop out, you fold, you put together, kind of like a Lego set, but you're just making a box structure for you to put your Switch dock on and your Wiimotes in certain places, and then you can interact and play with your Switch. Like, not play on the Switch, but literally play with it by playing a keyboard or using a fishing rod and turning it and interact. It's fucking cool, man. Please look it up. I find it fascinating, but also ridiculous simultaneously.
Yeah, like at first, like it took me a minute to get it. Like when I saw it, like I just immediately thought of like the Arby's thing, but then it hit me. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna like encourage kids to start building things and learning how things work and all that other cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. And one of my only problems with this is because when the trailer first started, you have these pieces of cardboard coming out on a conveyor belt, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I saw them building and doing all these things with it. I thought that they were going to go the Pokemon Snap route, and they were going to announce that they were going to randomly drop, like, kiosks across the country for this shit.
Oh my god.
Like, hey, if you guys want to play with some cool cardboard, stop by your local Best Buy in, like, your major city and print out cardboard and build stuff. Honestly, that seems way more... I mean, I'm sure it's financially a disaster for them, but I feel like if kids are playing with this... If an adult isn't there to supervise and they fuck up this cardboard or they rip it or they bend it the wrong way, then you just fucked up the entire peripheral.
Oh yeah, that's a good point and a legit concern because kids they tend to break things.
Yeah, I mean, like what happens when you step on this once? It's crushed. That's it. that's kind of scary. Another one that also threw me off was the fishing rod, where it has like a reel that you turn. I feel like you can only turn cardboard so many times until you're like really intense or super into it, and you might be like bend it or it rips, and then again, the fishing rod's broken. That's it. You're fucked. Buy another $70 box and build them all over again.
Yeah, that fishing rod, like, it looked pretty intricate, too. Like, it had, like, all kinds of, like, gears and pulleys and, like, ropes and, like, rubber bands and stuff. Like, that does look kind of hard for, like, a little kid to make.
Yeah, it's legitimately connected with a string that goes into this box where your dock is, and some weird science shit is going on in that box where you moving around and pulling and reeling in is actually affecting what's happening inside that box. And then, moving on to... the robot one, I'm looking at this box, man. It's a fucking trip. So the guy has a headband on with the Wiimotes.
Wait, there's a headband too?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, this is it's a full motion robot. It's going to be interesting as shit. So, yeah, it has a headband where the Wiimotes go. So I guess that, like, wherever you're looking, it's almost like a virtual reality thing. So wherever you're looking, it's affecting. This backpack has this crazy intricate gear system, which again, still all fucking cardboard, linked together with string and rubber bands that attach to your feet and your hands, so that you're walking around and kicking and punching and you're moving. The motions are essentially one-to-one with this robot based on what's moving around and shit. It's super interesting. Don't know how the fuck kids are gonna, like, have fun with this.
I think the fun is gonna come like when they actually like play it. Like I almost see it now that I think about it. Like I think the build part is something like they do like maybe with like their mom or dad or something, and then like when they actually like play it, that's what I think when the fun will sit in. And I don't know, maybe the building part will be fun too. Kids like Legos.
Exactly, and I mean the Switch comes with like an instruction thing, step by step. It's simple enough for kids to read. It looks like. There's a fucking bird. There's a bird one. There's a camera. There's a gun. There's all these other ones we didn't see. Oh, it transforms.
It transforms?
Kickstand. Yeah, man, you gotta like rewatch this trailer and just like step by step go through it because there's a lot of fucking shit. Oh, dude, it's literally a VR headset.
Oh my god.
I'm double checking this one. Sorry, folks, we're having some technical difficulty.
This definitely seems like an interesting, like, totally Nintendo response to VR.
Absolutely.
Because like the robot thing, like everything like you told me about, like it just seems to me anyway, like it seems like more immersive, I think, because like you're actually doing the motions. You're not just like holding a controller. Like it sounds like he had stuff like on his hands and his feet. Like I don't think there's like any kind of like feet peripherals for like PlayStation VR yet, right?
I mean, we're basically still using the PlayStation Move controllers. We're still on that Wii way of just motion controls there.
This is interesting. Like, do you think like this might like create another like sort of like motion control-esque craze? Like this whole like cardboard peripheral VR craze thing?
I don't think that's only Nintendo would do this shit, you know?
Yeah,
Only
true.
Nintendo would.
Only Nintendo.
And this is going to be either a flop or a hit. I feel like there's no middle ground for something like this. But
Yeah.
however, I think it's also ridiculously cost effective on Nintendo's part. Where it's
Yeah.
just like, look, if this fails, if we don't sell a lot, it's fucking cardboard. It's cardboard. The people are using, the way this works is you're using a system you already own. You know, it's like, I can't just play VR. I have to buy a $500 headset. If I want to play this robot dude, or I want to drive around a drone, or play a cardboard piano or fishing reel,
$80.
it's only a $70 investment. So
Yeah.
it's like, what do you have to lose? If you don't like it, it's $70 and it's cardboard. If I don't like VR, that's $500.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I do like my VR. So yeah, only Nintendo would do this. I think that this is a really good way for them to experiment. They're really ballsy with this. Like, the Switch, thank God it was a hit. And in less than a year, they're already, like, saying, like, hey, we're going to try doing this other weird shit. It's like, no, dude. But normally, I would say, focus on games, make sure you have a good release schedule, no droughts, focus on first parties, get third-party indies, and they're like, nah, man, cardboard house.
Cardboard house.
Fucking Nintendo, man, they're nuts. Good on them. I'm excited for it. I'm legitimately impressed by this, because Nintendo doing that thing that, like, I would never have expected.
Maybe I'll get that robot one. That one sounds pretty interesting.
Definitely. You get the robot one, I'll get the other fucking 12 that come in the box.
Sounds good.
And again, this is another cool thing where it's like, if this is a hit, this is phase one. You know, they'll release other box sets with other cardboard materials and things you can do.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, like, so explain how the piano one worked, because like, I thought that was fascinating, and again, it could further prove that they'll do other more experimental shit with this.
Oh god, it's crazy, man. So I didn't realize the extent of like the crazy technology that they built into the Joy-Con controllers. So with the piano, apparently the Joy-Con that you stick in there, it has like a camera sensor thing on like the end of it. And how it works is you stick that Joy-Con inside the piano, and that sensor bar, like it'll detect these infrared stripes on the piano keys from the inside of the box. And depending on like which key is pressed down, or if all the keys are pressed down for that matter, it'll connect to the game, and it'll tell it to like make a certain noise depending on like which infrared line it detects going down. Like, just the level of thought that went into making that is insane.
Yeah, and then the Wiimote, the other Wiimote that's not inside the box, I guess, that goes on the top of the piano, functions as a knob where you can turn it. And like you said, I'm sure there's some infrared lines that, depending on which line it's on, changes the sound that you're playing. So you can play like different piano sounds, techno keyboard. And then again, fucking Nintendo, creativity. People are going to start making music. And you have to think that as cool as these peripherals look, they're all going to have some function to some game. So hopefully the game is fun too, because I want to see what this robot smashing one is. Like, is it going to have a story mode, or is it just like, you're a robot, just smash it? Cool.
Dude, now that I think about it, this is like the perfect antithesis to fucking 1-2 Switch.
Exactly. This is like 1-2 Switch was just like them seeing what the remote can do. This is them seeing what the remote can do with peripherals. And it's still in its first 2 years where other people, again, we as consumers see this as something we'll buy. You have to look at how investors see this. If investors see that consumers will buy this, they'll invest more money in Nintendo. More money for Nintendo means more weird, interesting shit. Hopefully. So, yeah. That's that. Let's move on, man. We got some trailer talk boys coming in for you.
We do.
Again, kind of light on the trailers, but there's two ones that are sticking out. Netflix, once again, producing amazing shows. This is your daily reminder to go watch Dark on Netflix. One of the best shows on there. My brother called me last night at work, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm at work. He's like, God damn it. I'm like, no, I can talk, whatever. He's like, all right, cool. Anyways, I'm on the 6th episode of Dark again, and I just realized. And then after we had this like 50-minute conversation, he was like, "Hey, next time I come down there, like, you want to watch it again?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, cool."
Wow, yeah. I just started it, and yeah, I agree. It's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah, you're gonna be lost. You're gonna be confusing, but it's so good. Anyways, Netflix producing crazy things out there. Watch whatever you can. They announced this new show called, mind you, it's a show. I thought it was a movie at first, and then I'm like, oh shit, like 8 to 10 episodes of this? I'm fucking down. It's called Altered Carbon. And I described it as basically Blade Runner, the TV show. It's like very similar far-flung future plot. Where is it? It's the year 2259, if that makes sense.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
What's the plot, Mike? What do we got?
All right, so if y'all are familiar with C Lab 2021, right?
Underneath the water.
C Lab. Well, and I think it was the first episode actually. They have this discussion where everybody just wanted to put their brain in a robot body, and that more or less is kind of like the plot to to this new show, Altered Carbon. So it starts off, I guess, this really rich, like, investor type guy, fucking, like, I guess he dies at the age of, what'd they say, 94? Mm-hmm. And, so then he just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna put my brain in a robot body. And he did that for, like, 236 years. And eventually, like, he's killed, like one more time, or, like, near 23, whatever. And he hires somebody to find the killer.
Yeah, I think it's an awesome plot. Like I said, it's set in this Neo-Tokyo, which is by far my favorite setting of any sci-fi genre. And people are just uploading their consciousness into robot bodies. So it's like you can kind of live forever as long as you keep uploading your consciousness. And I guess this guy's just trying to find out who murdered him in a past life, essentially. But I don't know. It has a lot of sci-fi elements. Netflix needs to do more sci-fi things, I think. A lot of their stuff is comedies, dramas, period pieces. So sci-fi is definitely something they're lacking. This is a good thing for them.
And definitely nailed that whole, like, Blade Runner aesthetic too. That looked really cool.
Oh yeah, the flying car and everything.
Yeah.
Just planning ahead, Mike. Next week's show, we're gonna discuss some of the things from CES. They announced a bunch of cool tech. Sundance Film Festival is also happening this week, so we'll
is it really?
So we'll have some trailers next week to discuss. But
trailers to babies.
Cool thing about CES that's happening right now, apparently they had a booth for Altered Carbon.
Really?
And they made it out to be like a real booth. So they're like, "Hi, welcome to our company, blah blah blah," and they like explain to people, they're like, "You can upload your consciousness into this thing, blah blah blah."
Oh my god!
And I saw it posted on like a meme page where people were like, "Are you fucking serious? Like, this is some crazy Black Mirror shit, blah, blah." And I was just reading all these comments of people, like, legitimately concerned and worried. And I'm like, you guys realize that this is, like, for a show, right? Like, it's all a promotional thing.
The power of memes.
Seriously, Tide Pods are behind glass cases. Free the forbidden fruit. Hashtag free the forbidden fruit. So, yeah, that's a pretty cool trailer. Next week we'll have some more for sure. Another cool one away from Netflix, something that's really cool. Mom and Dad.
Oh man.
If you don't know what this is, I'll read 2 of the quotes that popped up from the movie. It's Home Alone on bath salts and Nicolas Cage at his nuttiest. All right. And moving on to the just kidding.
That's literally all you need to know.
Yeah, apparently, so I don't know what it is, if it's a virus or like some thing that's just possessing parents to kill their children. Sounds like a horror, but it's kind of like a dark comedy where these parents are becoming like almost zombified to an extent where they're like just trying to kill their children. So kids are running from their parents, and this daughter's trying to save her little brother, from the house before mom and dad get home. And Nicolas Cage is just like slamming a sledgehammer. It's just like, the wheels of the bus go round and round.
Yeah, it was like total like Jack Nicholson and The Shining like kind of shit going on.
Yeah, so parents are trying to kill the kids. It gets really dark. It looks intense. And then they're like, oh, shit, your parents are coming over this week. And they're like, oh, yeah, that was today. I don't know.
Dude,
it looks funny.
Yeah,
It looks good for once.
I lost it at that part because I was just imagining like fucking like an old man version of Nicolas Cage just trying to kill his son. Hey, come over here, whippersnapper! Like,
Dude, I just realized that's totally like the ending of the movie. Like, if parents are trying to kill their kids, then theoretically, grandparents are trying to kill the parents.
it's just a cycle of killing.
Yeah. But yeah, that looks like a funny, dark movie. It's actually coming out in theaters. It seems like it would be something Netflix would try to do, but it's not. So.
Oh, I totally thought that was a Netflix movie. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a legit-ass movie. I mean, I'm sure it's playing, like, on the indie side, and it'll probably be, like, a straight-to-DVD thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a real thing. And finally, that pretty much wraps up our show here. So we're just going to end it with one more topic, segueing from what we're currently playing. So, Mike, what are you playing?
Right now, I'm still working on Xenoblade Chronicles. Still having a great time with it.
Awesome.
And I recently picked up, what did I pick up? I talked about it earlier on the show. Fucking Rocket League for the Switch.
Rocket League. Had you ever played Rocket League on PS4?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it, but this is like my first time I actually like got my hands on it. It's a blast, man. I'm loving it.
I guess I need to give that game another try. It was, I mean, we got it for free as a PlayStation Plus thing. It just never grabbed me, I guess.
Yeah. It's hard. Like all the physics are like really intense, but it's like really fun when you like really sink your teeth into it.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Brandon and Digital Therapy, but when I was down there, one of his friends was like super into Rocket League, like ridiculously good. So I started watching him play, and it looked fun, and I was like, man, maybe I should give this game another try, I guess. So, we'll see. As for me, again, the journey towards beating 69 games this year.
69!
Recently, I beat Injustice 1 and Injustice 2.
Did you beat them back to back?
Pretty much, yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. So I had Injustice 1 downloaded, and my friend from work let me borrow Injustice 2. I mean, fighting game campaigns aren't really anything to write home about. They're something quick and simple, but they're good games regardless, so I didn't just beat the game and stop. I went ahead and knocked out a few trophies. I did a couple multiplayer things. I tried to get the most I could out of the game to say, like, I experienced it, rather than just running through the campaign and just stopping right there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm going to do with most of these games. I'm not just going to be a campaign. I'll fool around with some multiplayer and do some other aspects of it. But this segues here to my topic for you. It's the fighting game community. So I saw a post in another Facebook group that someone shared on Reddit. Basically, Dragon Ball FighterZ coming out soon. They had a 2-day beta. This guy played maybe 4 matches online, lost 4 straight, couldn't get a single punch in because the only people he got matched up with were like professional MLG fighter people who were just doing like ridiculous string of one-hit full health bar combos.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So he didn't have a fun time, and it sucked because he's just like a casual gamer who really likes Dragon Ball Z, and he's just like, I'm no longer excited for this if this is what I'm going to be playing online. It wasn't fun. I lost. I'm not going to play this game.
Mm.
And at first I was thinking like, oh man, that sucks. Don't let it hinder your experience, blah, blah, blah. And then I thought back to my experience playing Injustice 1 and 2. Injustice 2, again, like I said, trying to knock out a couple trophies. There was this one for winning a King of the Hill match with Harley Quinn.
Do you win a propane trophy?
There it is, Mike. There it is. Goddamn propane.
I'll tell you what.
Bring on the propane trophy unlocked. There were no accessories with it. So, anyways, the trophy was win a match with Harley Quinn using a specific move. And I hopped into a King of the Hill match. I'm a level 30, 31, and all the people in this King of the Hill thing are level 70, 65 to 70.
Oh.
Mind you, it's quite the fucking grind to get that high. And I get maybe 3 hits in, and I'm fucking dead. And I'm watching all these other competitive fighters play, and it's fucking pretty interesting, because you can still spectate, like watch the matches until it's your turn again.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched, and I'm just like, my god, these people like they're doing the same combos, but they know like how to time them and do like really like this one guy played me as the Flash, beat me like full both health bars in under 30 seconds. He did one combo that took out more than 3/4 of my health bar, and it would have been my full health bar if he didn't like fuck up by accident, I think.
God damn. Wait, yeah. So you were like playing against like other like 70 like level 72 people?
Yeah, because I entered a King of the Hill thing, and that's just what it paired me with.
Oh, so but like there's no way to like set like level matches?
I think if I'd have gone into a different mode, it would have.
Yeah.
But in that mode, because later on, while I was waiting and spectating, there were 2 other people who joined that were level 23 and 27. And I'm like, yes, my people. And then when they fought, they got their ass handed to them too. And I'm like, sweet, it's not just me. But it's a really interesting question. Like, I never thought about it before until I saw that post and I thought about my experience. But looking at Call of Duty, that used to be why I stayed away from that franchise for so long, was because I get it at launch, I play multiplayer, I'm like, yeah, this is fun, I'm doing good. If I stop playing that game for more than a month and go back, everybody's like 10th prestige, I know all the hiding things, I got the best weapon set, and it's just not fucking fun.
Yeah, like, you just can't get good in those games at a certain point.
Exactly. But I never saw it that way, because even if I was getting my ass kicked, I was still on a team with other really good players as well. So it's like, all right, maybe I get an assist, maybe I get a kill or two. So it hindered my experience. I didn't like it as much as I did when it came out. But yeah, there's definitely this gap now of the only people playing are the ones that are ridiculously good. But with a fighter, there's no one to blame but yourself, because it's just you and one other person. And Injustice 2 came out last year, so the only people still playing Injustice 2 are the only people who are really fucking into it, because there are plenty of other games that people are playing out there. So if you're still playing Injustice 2, you must be a fucking god at it. And sure enough, that's all I was playing against were fucking one-hit combo people.
That's crazy, man. Like, I feel like that they've got to like set some like leveled matches or something. Like, there's got to be some way to like make it a little more balanced.
Mm-hmm. And again, I'm just throwing this out there. This was just the mode that I was on. It could be different out there, but there's definitely balancing issues out there. I just never realized with multiplayer, like, the science that has to go into it. And I'm afraid that Activision, with that patent to pair you with people with certain items so that you're encouraged to buy loot boxes. Did we ever talk about this?
Oh, no.
Did we not have this discussion? I think this was during our break.
Oh, yeah. No.
Activision is working on a patent to essentially make online matchmaking to pair you with people that have better gear, so that when you die, you see what killed you, and you'll be like, oh man, he killed me with this weapon, it's in this loot box. The more you die from it, you'll be like, oh god, if I'd only be better if I had that, and then you'll be encouraged to buy the loot box, and so on and so forth.
No!
So it's like subliminally making you want to buy something by losing a bunch. And I'm like,
this is all fucking EA's fault, man.
I know, man. I know. But anyways, that's the discussion I wanted to have. That's what I've been playing. Next week I'll talk about some other games I'm playing. This is for you, Ryan. I'm going to be playing Pyre, so you can get off my dick. And I'll probably hopefully beat Night in the Woods, and we can fucking talk about that. God damn.
Yeah, because I'll probably be picking that up like whenever it's on the eShop, so yeah.
Please do. Very excited to talk. You know what? Fuck it. I'll go ahead and beat Night in the Woods, and if you even start it, then we can go ahead and talk about it. That'd be cool.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. There's a ghost. Anyways, let's wrap up the show with the usual. You can listen to us over on SoundCloud. You can listen to us on iTunes. Hopefully by the time this goes up, I hope to hear back from them soon. We'll also be on YouTube. Look up Wicked Pixelated. You can find us all on Facebook.com/groups/Wicked Pixelated, where we post the show. We post all the links. We take listener questions. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Wicked Pixelated, where I tweet randomly, sporadically sometimes, and I Instagram about the show with the links there as well. There's Wicked Pixelated all over the place. I can't even see it's so pixelated.
So many pixels.
It's Wicked Pixelated. We put in our applications for PAX East.
Yeah.
So hopefully we hear back from them soon. If we don't get accepted in a media badge, that's unfortunate. But we're still going to fucking go to PAX East, right, Mike?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I have family out there, so it's like no hotel fee, no car fee. It's like, we want to do this. We got business cards left over from E3. Clearly we didn't hand out enough. I'll order more. We'll fucking just make it rain business cards.
Make it rain.
And with all that said, that has been our show. See you next time. How do you end the show? How did we end the podcast before?
I don't know.
All right. I'll just stop it now.